Jab much on the beat.
Hey, let's go with 4 driving, man. Give me a curveball. Let's go, Jay. You got me.
Guess who's back?
Coach Smith, oh my good. Power 10, beware.
Last team standing, beware.
Welcome back to another JS show episode alongside Coach Chris Smith, the newest Bartlett football coach, 2023 edition. We're talking about a little bit of summer preview and a little bit of fall preview, looking ahead. I know it's never too early to talk football with Coach Chris Smith. Chris Smith, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me today. I'm excited about it.
Welcome back to the Shelby County area, first of all. Coach Chris, this is my take one. Let's talk about first of all, I want to talk about your Germantown coaching days. Y'all had some great teams. Y'all actually finished the regular season, some undefeateds as well. Let's talk about the Germantown football team that you coached back in the day as well.
Okay, yeah, I started there in 2015 as a head football coach, and as you said, the last 2 years we finished the regular season undefeated, 2 region championships in 2017, 2018. Obviously, as a coach, you reflect back on those memories and you cherish the relationships with the players, the good experiences, and we still have contact with all those guys. But, seeing a lot of them be successful in their lives after football has been awesome to see as well. But, I learned a lot in those days. I learned as much from the players as the players probably learned from me, in those days. I was a younger coach. I got that job at 28 years old, and now I'm back in Memphis, of course, at 36 years old, and you would like to think that every year you learn something new, and you're always going to learn something. Every season's different, but definitely have very fond memories of those days. Know a lot of people. We're still in contact with a lot of those people, and a lot of lifetime relationships that I've developed with a lot of people at Germantown High School. They were really good to me, and as it's one of those experiences. When you're young or thrown into the fire, it's either going to make you or break you. So I feel like that prepared me for a lot of the things in my future coaching journey. And I'm forever grateful for a lot of those people for the opportunity they gave me to stick with it and allow a young coach to grow in this profession. So it's been great for me.
Yeah, I remember doing this that Shelby, Shelby Mitchell School Board show with Mark Healy, and that's where I first met you. Mm-hmm. And we talked about the Germantown teams, and then I don't know if we jinxed you or not, but you ended up losing that White Station game, that playoff game, and I'm like, first of all, a tough way to lose on that one, in that playoff game where White Station beat y'all. Mm-hmm. And because it was like on a 4th down conversion where they had to come back and beat y'all in that game. And just talk about some key players that contributed to your Germantown teams. I think one of them was just playing the College World Series, Ethan Payne, quarterback back in the day for the Germantown Red Devils. But just talk about Ethan Payne and some other players that stood up for your Germantown Red Devils.
Yeah, Ethan Payne, of course, he played football and baseball in high school, and I think that helped him excel in all areas. And, he just played, at the University of Tennessee in baseball and has had a great career. We've been glad to follow him and keep in touch with him, and also had a good relationship with his dad, and we still talk. And, we also had Jalen Williams. He furthered his career at the University of Indiana.
Stud.
Yeah, awesome player. It actually is now playing with the Minnesota Vikings. So he actually signed a contract with the Vikings. You got to go back, I guess, to the first team. We had Rodney Williams, who signed at UT Martin. I thought was, from the day I saw him, he had the right length, the right size, was a smart kid, 25 ACT player. Makes you a lot smarter, better coach when you have guys like that on your team. But he actually is still on the Pittsburgh Steelers roster right now. So we had 2 guys in the NFL from my time at Germantown, and then we had countless other Division I think, football players. And, I feel really good about, by the time we left there, there was 110 freshmen coming in that program by, 2018, and the way we left it. And so, but yeah, there's just, I reflect back on a lot of those players. There's just countless, countless players from those teams. And, Cam Baker, the receiver, signed at Memphis out of high school and became a JUCO All-American. One of the guys, we had a lot of unsung heroes too, maybe weren't the right size, height, weight. You got to think of Raquatus Hill, we used to call Duke over the announcing headset. And Duke ended up being a D3 All-American, voted top defensive lineman in D3 football, and I think won a national championship. So that's pretty impressive for some of those guys, for sure during those days.
Favorite game at Germantown?
Favorite game, I would say probably beating.
Coach.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Beating Whitehaven for the region title. 'Cause we played them week 10 at those times, and we were undefeated going into those games. So we had to beat them for the region title last game of the year. In those days, Whitehaven was always, playing for state championships, or always, just a big power. They were the team of the decade probably in that era. And 2017, we went to their place, beat them for the region championship. It was a rainy, ice-cold game. We blocked 2 or 3 punts, got up on them. I can't remember the exact score, but I think it was somewhere around 38-14, somewhere in that range. But then also 2018, we beat them at our place on our home field to solidify another undefeated season in a region championship. So I'd say those are my 2 favorite games there.
Okay, and favorite road atmosphere while you're coaching at Germantown?
Ooh, let's see. That one's that one's tough. I would say the Collierville atmosphere was pretty good. We went over and played. My favorite atmosphere was when Houston opened their field turf. It was brand new. It was my first year at Germantown, 2015. It was the opening night of their brand new field landers that had put together for them, the nice turf video board. And we ended up squeaking that game out, I believe, 21-14 on their opening night of that turf field. And that's also a very memorable game. It could compare up there, but that was an awesome atmosphere. Because in those days, that was a huge rivalry game. And somebody told me there was about 7,500, 8,000 people at that game that night. So, it was still a real heated rivalry from the branch off in those days. It was still early in phases of that. So, yeah, I remember that one like it was yesterday.
Absolutely. And that's why Take 1 with Coach Smith. All right, Coach Smith, welcome back to Take 2. We're talking about your Haywood High School coaching career. You had some great teams, some great players as well back in the day for them as well. Some of them are playing college football right now, getting ready for fall camp and moving into their dorm room spaces too. Just tell us about your Haywood High School coaching career. Isn't some of them still at Florida State and Memphis?
They are. We have Darion Williamson, who's at Florida State right now. He plays receiver. I believe he's been in the starting rotation. He's just got to battle some injuries here or there, but he's got still some years left. But he's going to be an impact player, I believe, at Florida State this year. And Marquise Douglas has been starting at tight end at Florida State. 6'4", 260, runs, catch, block. He can do it all. So he's definitely going to be an impact player for Florida State. And also we have Jalen Lewis, who's at Arkansas. He actually sent me a little picture the other day at the University of Arkansas, him having the fastest miles per hour running time up there. He was proud of that, and he sent me a video of him front squatting 450. So pretty strong for a nickel back. He plays nickel and on defense, and we're looking forward to him having a big year at Arkansas. And then Cam Douglas is at the University of Tennessee, plays defensive line. And then Jamari Person just got up to Colorado State, just signed this past year to play receiver at Colorado State. So we had some good players definitely in that era, and they, of course, make you a better coach. You got to find unique ways to get them the ball and to help them make impacts in the game, especially if you're a D-back and people are going to stay away from you, they're going to throw away from you. It makes it hard to make impact in the game. So as a coach, we got to find ways to maneuver to get them the ball and keep them in the game and making impacts.
Yeah, you had some. Talk about your teams in general, though. How far they went, and then just talk about how you turned that Haywood team completely around in like a 360 like 1 year.
Yeah, so my first year there, 2019, we went 12-2, went to the semis, lost in triple overtime on a field goal in Springfield, Tennessee. So won the region. I don't think we lost a region game the whole time we were there from 2019 this past year. We never lost a region game. We're on, I think, a current regular season win streak of 24 games right now. So it's, like I said, I'm trying to remember some of the numbers and things that we did. And then 2020 was a unique year. It was the COVID year, It was interesting for everybody. And that team, they willed their way to the state championship. They went to the state title game that year. I played Elizabeth in Cookeville. It was the last year, I think, the state championship was in Cookeville. But they got off to a kind of, I wouldn't say rocky start, but they lost a close game to Henry County, who ended up making a deep run in the 5A semifinals, and lost a tough one to Covington, and then they kind of all just put it together. And it was one of those years, nobody knew what to expect, how it would turn out, but like I said, they got real physical, played tough, and they willed their way to a state championship. I'm really proud of that football team, because I'm not sure it was the best football team I've ever coached as far as talent skill level, but they were extremely tough. They wanted it really bad, and so they made it all the way. And then we had 2021 was a really good team. They went 13-1, won the region championship, and then we lost in the semis to Tullahoma. That was a really tough one for us to kind of suffer defeat on, because Tullahoma was undefeated the year before in 5A, lost in the second or third round, then they dropped to 4A. And so I remember it's one of those weird years in the state where you have to drive, no matter what your record is, you got to drive 4 or 5 hours.
Even 1 year, odd number 1 year.
Yeah, and that we got caught in that. And Tullahoma had 21 starters, with 11 on defense and 10 on offense, returning back. And it was kind of a team of destiny, everybody said. So we ended up getting up on them 21-7. And then at halftime, it dropped down to about 10 degrees with the wind chill up there. It was freezing. And they just kind of wheeled their way forward, and then they won the next week and beat, I think, 2 or 3 time defending state champ Elizabeth in the next week. And so it was just an incredible team, one of those, a once-in-a-generation team for sure. Then we get to 2022. Last year we went 13-1 as well in the region. And then we lost to Pearl Cone on the last play of the game, which was also hard to swallow. So, yeah, there's been some, I don't remember the wins as much as I remember the hard ones, for sure. But awesome teams my whole time at Haywood. Great kids, played hard. They love the game of football. And we actually had, I think, 13 players signed. 13 or 14 players signed scholarships to play at the next level at Haywood in that senior class just this past season. So we feel really good about the relationships we formed there as well, and what those players are doing these days, and getting them to the next level and giving them an opportunity to succeed.
I do want to say, watching your games when they had the local channel here, televise the state title games, and just the semifinals and whatnot as well, that you had some great teams. So all the Haywood players that played under Coach Smith, congratulations on a great career at Germantown. Congratulations on a great career at Haywood. We look forward to seeing you on fall, playing college football, and looking forward to seeing you on ESPN, ESPN Plus, you name it. And that's about to take 2 with Coach Smith. All right, my take 3 this week. Now the future with Coach Chris Smith, the new Bartlett High School football coach. Chris, I know you got the job pretty late into the spring. I know y'all haven't had a chance to have that many spring/summer workouts. Just talk about your spring and summer so far as the new football coach.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's been really good so far. We've had, I would say about 100, 110 players every morning. We go from about 7 o'clock in the morning, we're starting, and then we go to about 10:30. So, yeah, we're having a big turnout, a lot of excitement. The kids are used to winning. They want to be good. They're showing a lot of good character, adjusting, adapting real quick. They're winners. And so the previous staff obviously done a great job with the culture, and Bartlett is on the right track, I think, with a lot of things. And the administration, everybody's made the transition for me the easiest it's been at any school I've ever been to. So, and plus I'm coming from Memphis, it makes it an easier transition because I kind of know what the lay of the land is and who and but I would say I'm used to this because I left Germantown May 9th of 2019 that spring. Got the Haywood job, and then actually got the Bartlett job, accepted the job May 9th of 2023, exact 4-year anniversary, as fate would have it, for me to be back in Memphis. So, again, I'm absolutely thrilled about it. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far from the players, the coaches, administration, the school, the community, and what the school means to the community. Obviously, a lot of exciting things going on, I think, at Bartlett High School.
Yeah, when they announced you as the head, I found out from a friend of mine. First of all, I'm not gonna name him due to privacy reasons. But when I found out that you got the head coaching job, I was like, he's the right man for the job, because not only is he a winner from the Germantown days, but he's also a winner from the Haywood days, and we still had to keep a winner, in this culture like you just brought up, because we've had a winning program the last couple of years and two semifinals in 4 years. So I'm like, okay, Chris Smith is the right guy for the job, So like I said, that's why I'm glad that you're back. As a Bartlett alum, I'm glad to see it, for one thing. And you just talked about the players. I'm like, not only do you lose some decent players on offense, but you also return a lot of players on defense. And I know some of the defense is your specialty in a way a little bit. You do bring Logan Repstock, in with you from the Germantown and Haywood days as well. But I just talk about a little bit of your offense and then a little bit of your defense.
Okay, yeah, offense. We're mostly no huddle spread. We're tempo. We widen receivers way out, and we'll throw it, we'll run it, we'll take whatever the defense gives us. And I'm excited. Yeah, those guys are young on offense, but I've been really pleased with what I've seen so far. There's some good playmakers there, and like I said, these guys are adapting really well to the system. We want to give them a chance to make one-on-one plays in space, and however we do it, it could be outside receiver, inside receiver, running back, whoever. We want to get them in one-on-one situations, be able to make plays and play fast. I think what a lot of people have said about us through the years is that our guys will play really physical on both sides of the ball. And, for a spread offense that runs tempo, they say we're unusually physical at times for an offensive unit. And like you said, on defense so far, what I've seen is, yes, a lot of experience, a lot of returning starters. They're used to playing at the intensity level of a semifinal level, so I was blessed to inherit that unit for sure, because they're used to winning. The winning's in the culture. They know how to tackle. They know kind of the intent in which you have to play defense with, and that's important. So those guys, and you can add schemes fast on top of players that are used to, winning and playing at a high level. It makes it easier to add schemes and to coach fundamentals and techniques. So we're really excited about the potential there on the defensive side of the ball. And now imagine we're going to send pressure. We're going to, mix some coverages up, play man, try to cause havoc, try to cause some turnovers. Like I said, offensively, we'll run north-south and we'll try to throw deep. We will throw deep. We're known to throw deep a lot off run plays if somebody loads the box. And special teams I'm excited about as well. One of those rare cases, you inherit a kicker who's really good.
Right.
Hayden Clutch has been up there kicking. We also have Pierce Rogers, and I believe Hayden got an offer from UT Martin my first week on the job here for a kicker. So that's exciting because you got to play the field position battle, and everything counts. So we're just working hard. We're almost to dead period. Dead period starts after Friday. And
Hang on, let me add that real quick. Hey, players, nothing on campus. It's your locker.
yeah, that's for every school in the state, every sport. Dead period is going to hit these next 2 weeks. Take your vacations in, enjoy the break, and then from there it becomes full tilt and we get back.
When y'all get back from dead period, I want to ask you, are y'all doing any like scrimmages that you're scheduled yet, or any 7-on-7s that people can go out and watch?
Yeah, we're working on that right now because the scrimmage that we played was, of course, when I was at Haywood, we scrimmaged Bartlett last year. So now that I'm at Bartlett, I don't see that scrimmage probably happening. So I will probably try to find some other opponents to scrimmage. But we're definitely looking actively for scrimmage. I usually like to get 2 scrimmages in. The jamboree, of course, will be all the municipalities. I believe it's at Millington, I was told, this year. We'll be there. I don't know the opponent yet in which we're playing there, but I do know we're going to be at that jamboree. So at 7-on-7s, we could add any day now. So
yeah, just keep us posted. If anybody wants to follow you on social media, how they can follow you on social media.
I have Twitter.
Okay.
And I use Twitter to promote our players and our program a lot, and to keep up with offers and try to get those guys some positive attention in our program so the community can keep up with it. But I think it's at Coach C. Smith, BHS. And that's, I think, my Twitter handle. And I think I have like 2,000 something followers on there now. So if that's not correct, somebody find me. But my name's Chris Smith, obviously, and it has the big Bartlett Panthers nice new facility logo in the background right there. So it's hard to miss. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I look forward to working with the Bartlett community, getting to know everybody, and really appreciative of the administration at Bartlett High School. So far they've been phenomenal. They understand the importance of athletics, and they want it to thrive. They want everything to thrive from what I've seen so far. And you can see the investment in what they've put in the school and the athletic facilities and just everything there. So we're really excited about it.
I'm not going to do like a full schedule preview to you. People that would have followed the schedule can go to like Max Preps and just type in Bartlett High School. But talk about, the first 3 games a little bit, SEC caliber teams on the schedule again. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of players are like, okay, good, we got that Lausanne game back, because I don't know if you know this or not, but I interviewed some of the players last year, and they're like, that Lausanne game and that Hoover game turned our season completely around, because that Lausanne win with that D1 talent on that team helped us out throughout the season as well. But y'all got Lausanne on the schedule in week 2. An emotional game. I just want to say prayers to Coach Bobby Austin and the MUS Owls. It's going to be an emotional game as they lost one of their football players, Dion, over the last 2 weeks. And y'all play at MUS the first game, and then y'all played Coach O'Kennedy and Joe. And y'all have a D1 caliber quarterback facing y'all, and Aiden Glover and Carver the third game. There's really no rest for the weary,
No.
As you call it, SEC football all over again regarding that schedule. But If anybody wants to go out watch Bartlett High School in the fall, go out and watch Chris Smith and the Bartlett Panthers, because there's a lot of talent coming back. And like Coach Chris Smith, he wants that Last Man Standing Award back to back for this Bartlett High School football team. So that's my take 3 this week on Bartlett High School.
Hey, welcome to Take 4. I'm stepping in for Jonathan on this last part because I had to get reacquainted with my good friend, Coach Chris Smith.
Good to see you.
Oh, I was surprised to see you there. I heard you were back, and seeing is believing. You got that B across your chest, so it's time for you to see what you can do with this Bartlett regime. Seems like success follows you wherever you go. What has been the consistent thing from Germantown to Haywood that you hope that you can bring to Bartlett?
I think physicality. We lift, we work hard, we lift pretty much year round, and those guys execute the schemes really well. Kind of as we mentioned earlier, I think we try to double team at the point of attack on offense. We try to spread athletes out in space, allow them to make plays, and we're going to finish runs, we're going to finish blocks on offense, we're going to get those guys in one-on-one matchups, and just kind of the weight room builds off that mentality that we're trying to build on offense. But the tempo and pace in which we operate usually can cause a little bit of havoc and confusion for the defenses, because they have to have ability to get the signals in as fast as we can get them in and execute at the speed in which we're executing. And I would say defensively we're known, like I said, blitzing and playing man, rolling coverage, and trying to heat people up and try to make high school kids make mistakes and try to create confusion on combo calls and checks and different things. And we've known to be pretty good at special teams. So I would say that the weight program, the off-season program, the culture we try to create is a tough mentality that, there's a lot of investment there for the kids. When you work year-round, you don't want to give something up.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's hard to let go. So we want those kids to invest and be really tough year-round, and then, they're more likely to win. Talent can dictate a lot of things, but also I think at the end of the day, though, toughness can beat talent in a lot of different areas, and we've always believed that.
Well, you definitely, another part of your track record, when you go into these places, you are a player's coach. And what I mean by that is these kids go to the next level. They have success. Like we talk about Ethan Payne, you were there to cheer him on in his baseball aspirations, knowing that baseball was his primary sport, but he dedicated his time to football while here. Talk about how you get those players to buy in, and then you got a kid in the NFL, so it does pay off.
Yeah, for sure, and it's our job, I think, as high school coaches to get the players ready for that. Because a lot of times what you'll see some talented players, but they're not used to sleeping right at night. They're not used to eating right. They're not used to watching tape on practice every day, and then going to lift, and then going out and practicing after you lift and watch tape. Those are the kind of things that I think you build habits and you stack habits through time, and I think those carry over with you at the next level. But let's just say you're a phenomenal talent, and then you invest half the time, lift when you want to lift or feel like lifting, and then you want to watch tape when you feel like watching tape. And those guys,
so you're gonna give them some tough love. You're gonna make them disciplined.
Yeah, like those guys, they're usually super talented, but they're usually going to be the first ones home when they go to college, because up there they demand you to do it.
Yeah.
Every single day, and if you're not an all-the-time guy, you're not going to just hit the switch and turn it on when you get to college just because you show up at Memphis or Tennessee. And so, as a coach, that was one of the main reasons I got into coaching, was to help kids and help others achieve, I think, the dreams in which they have. We want to instill that dream in the players that you can be whatever you want to be. I always tell, some of them is greatness isn't for the chosen few, greatness is for the few that choose. And I think it's a choice, and we want to do the ordinary things extraordinary ways. So I'd say on offense, defense, special teams, weight room, whatever we do, we want to do the ordinary things extraordinary ways, because what you'll see a lot of times, you do the same thing every day, they can let up on the intensity level, they can let up on the attention to detail, but if you're really going to be a champion, there's no secret. Everybody knows everybody's going to run at the end of the day. Everybody knows exactly what's going to happen at the end of the day. It's just who does it better, who wants it more, who can keep that technique and not get bad habits just going through the motions. So our job is to take the governor off kids, especially talented kids, and show them what they can be.
That's right. So the tradition that's followed Coach Smith is team success, individual success, and we know about team success here at West 10 Media. You were the winner of our first 2 Power 10 championships with those Germantown team when we started the award, and it has continued. But we also give out awards to those who make state semifinals, the state championship, or win the state championship. ECS has claimed this award. The Brighton Cardinals have claimed this award. The Bartlett Panthers have claimed this award as of recent last year. Last team standing. You want that award, and you want to head to the state championship, and you want that gold football to come back with you. How are we going to get that last team standing award, Coach Smith?
Well, you got to always have, like I tell people, it takes a little bit of luck, it takes a lot of skill, it takes a whole lot of work, and you never, like I said, with all the talent that's running around that 6A league, anything can happen any given night. You're 7 points away from being really good, you're 7 points away from being really bad, and so you have to, that's why I always tell our kids the motto too is standard over feelings, because if we go by feelings, our feelings will lie to us, but our standard and our principles will never lead you wrong. And so I think that's one thing that can help make you more consistent through time. But I think, with that, you just got to have, experience. And these guys got a lot of experience on the defensive side of the ball and how a team meshes and gels together. Yeah, we've had championship teams, but how each team has done it has been different. So I really don't know the story yet with what this team will be because, 2017, I looked at our schedule. I was like, we might go 4-6 this year, and then all of a sudden you look up, you're 8-0, you're 9-0, 10-0, and they just kind of put it together, and everybody embraced their role. And then 2018, I knew we'd be pretty good, but the one thing that they didn't slack up on was, we're too good to work, or we're too good to. We don't have to do this today because we have this team. They played at the same level, no matter who they were playing, no matter what week it was. It could be fall break, and they would come out there and practice the same. So that was, one thing that they did really well. And then 2019 had some new guys come out, and then we had some, I actually lost Darion to ACL tear that 2019 year. I thought we had a chance to win the whole thing if he would have stayed. And was
that luck part that plays into it.
Yeah, so then the team shifted throughout the middle of the year. We had to become somebody else to pick up the slack in which he left off. So that, I've seen it just done different ways, it just whatever it takes to win, that's what we're going to try to do. And winning is fun. Winning's not easy. Everybody wants it. When they find out what's all involved in winning, they figure out that may not be for them.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that's what you find out in your off-season program, who's really about doing whatever it takes to win and seeing what winners do. Because everybody says they want to win. Everybody says they want to be a champion. But are you willing to do what champions and winners do? Not everybody is. And you find out who that is. And so, it's exciting times for us for sure.
Well, Coach, it's been great going down memory lane with you, looking towards the future. But one thing from Jonathan talking to you and myself, the consistency thing between Germantown and Haywood has been Chris Smith. So I think success is going to follow you because you know how to bring the best out of great players and great coaches around you. Bartlett has a good guy in tow, but I'm sure Whitehaven, Lausanne, MUS, all them want to make sure they prove me wrong and prove you wrong. But best of luck, Coach.
For sure, yeah.
Appreciate you coming in
thank you.
and stopping by.
Yeah, thank you guys. Well, I want to thank everybody for having me come out here and interview today and get to know everybody, and glad to be back. And thanks for having me, Jonathan. I appreciate it. I'm going to go enjoy my dead period with the wife and kids and hopefully take them to the beach and hopefully enjoy a vacation. I suggest all coaches enjoy their dead period and go on vacation and cherish those moments with the family. And thank you guys. I hope y'all enjoy y'all's dead period.
Whoa.
I have a dead period also. Yes! Can't wait!
What dead period? We don't have a dead period, John. Yes, we got to do the Overton recap of the state basketball championship. We got the football signing special. Then we got to get ready for a football preview. Buddy, there's no dead period for you.
Oh, man.